What's up, guys? Today on Fishyy Talks, we're right back into the wonderful world of Counter-Strike, and as most of you know, there was some big news coming out of Sweden, or at least I think it's pretty big news, coming straight from NiP. Draken has officially joined NiP in place of pyth as the new 5th man on NiP. NiP has been on a downturn for the last couple months, and a roster change was looming like some sort of storm cloud for a while now. So in today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about pyth, a little bit about Draken, and what I think is going to come out of the change. So without further ado, let's just hop right into the video. So let's take a quick look at NiP pre-change. NiP is a team that has struggled so much recently that when they do win, it's kind of a meme at this point. That NiP magic, that clean, crisp NiP magic, boys. But was pyth the problem? At least in my opinion, I don't think pyth was the problem. I feel like he had lots of other issues, like, you know, his visa problems that didn't let him go to the major. He had injury issues, not to mention he clearly had some in-game struggles. I mean, who doesn't, being the 5th player in NiP? But to say that he was kind of the guy that just needed to be cut, otherwise his team's not going to succeed, I don't think that's fair. He did his job. In NiP, pyth just never seemed to be in the right role. It always felt like he just kind of was there. And I mean, let's be realistic. He's the 5th player in NiP. I mean, this 4 core of Exist, Freiburg, Get Right, and Forest, like, these are the types of players that are known for never wanting to give up whatever they want to do, right? If they want to play a specific role, they're going to play that role. And you just, as the 5th man joining, you better be willing to do whatever they don't want to do. You got to be an insanely good role player, or you got to be a dedicated op, because that's pretty much the only 2 things that they need in this team. And if you're not going to survive in this team. Pyth is just another case of NiP deciding, let's once again cut the 5th man out and just try again with someone else. Let's be realistic for a second and understand one thing, that NiP has 1.5 million problems right now. And pyth, yes, he was a few of them, but I would definitely say that he's not the majority of the problem. And some people are going to pull up his ratings over the last few events, and yes, they've definitely been subpar, but to replace him because of that is, quite frankly, a little absurd, especially when we're looking at it through NiP's logic, right? By that logic, to cut him because of his poor performance, Exist or Freiburg should have been gone months ago, but they aren't. And that's just NiP logic. What I will say is that as soon as NiP had a dedicated op in Aulu, when they played with him for a while, and they played pretty good with him, and when they had Michaelele stand in, they way overperformed. Like, the way they performed then must look like the peak of Mount Everest right now to them. It's insane. And so I will say that the role that they really do need right now is a dedicated op. So when you're looking at an NiP roster change, you can't look at it with normal logic. You really got to approach it with the NiP logic. Pyth was a solid hybrid player. Nothing to write home about, like he wasn't going to be some sort of star player, but he definitely did his job. He did what he was there to do. If NiP is still trying to build around those 4 core players, which they've got a solid track record of doing, and again, continue to do, then pyth was the obvious and, quite frankly, only choice that they had. So by NiP logic, while he may have not been the problem, he had to go. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you about what I think they should have done, because this video isn't about what NiP should have or shouldn't have done. It's about what they did. So let's go ahead and just talk a little bit about Draken now. For those of you that don't know who Draken is by this point, he's an opera coming over from Epsilon. And to be quite frank, I mean, he's a pretty good LAN player, at least it seems. If we're looking at HLTV stats, right now he's on a 15 LAN streak with positive ratings, and he's been on the radar of a lot of high-end pro players, players like Device, obviously the NiP players. He's joined NiP, and many more. Now, I wouldn't say he's on the level of, like, you know, some crazy top-tier opper, but he's a steady, consistent player that can do his job 90% of the time. And you never know, maybe, you know, joining NiP gives him that motivation to really improve and really grow. And maybe just being surrounded by good players like Get Right, Forest, Freiburg, Exist, maybe that'll just, you know, send him up to the next level. And you never know, maybe he grows into a world-class opper. But right now, he's just kind of a okay opper. So obviously, Draken's going to be taking the op away from Forest. And I think this is a really good thing, because Forest, he's been a rifler for a majority of Go. It's something that he's very good at. And when you look at Forest op, he just seems to miss easy shots. It's weird. Like he can hit crazy shots, but he can just miss the easiest of shots. And it's really, I don't know, it's never felt right having Forest with the op. So I think putting him back on a rifle role is going to really suit them. Putting Draken on that dedicated op role and letting this 4-man core finally move around and do whatever they want to do with their roles like they've always wanted to do, I think will finally bring some life back into the team. We saw it with Alu, we've seen it with Michael when he stand in. So I think putting Draken in there, it's just going to help the team. I'm not going to say that they're going to go off and win every tournament and become like, you know, #1 in the world, but I definitely see some improvements coming. And I mean, let's be realistic, NiP has looked like dead zombies, man. Like when they're sitting in the chairs playing, it's not a good scene. So I think bringing in Draken will bring some fire, some young passion back into this team. And that's something that I think will very much benefit them. I think the 4-man core of NiP has really deep-seated passion for the game, and their organization has obviously shown some deep dedication to this core, and now is their time to finally step up and shine once again. And I really hope to see Draken shine in the top tier level of play, and I really hope to see NiP winning some trophies again, but only time will tell. So once again, I just want to reiterate, I don't think this was necessarily the right choice. I think it was a misguided choice. But it's one that I definitely think can improve the team, and NiP is my favorite European team, so I really hope to see them succeed and win some trophies again. But like I said, only time will tell, so we will see. Anyways guys, thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. If you're new, hit that sub button, join the Fish fam today. And while you're at it, check out the description below. I've got my social media linked there to save you guys some time. And with that extra time, give me some love, like the video, check out my social medias, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, all the fun stuff. And as always guys, see you on the other side.